I'm Dr. Pearson. I'm inventor of the Pearson's No Drill Tactical Rail for the Model 94 and Model 92 Winchester lever action rifles. This rail has been extremely popular. We've been selling it for over 5 years worldwide. Everybody seems to really love it. It's worked out really well. However, people keep asking, will it fit this model? Will it fit that model? Well, we decided to do some research and development and try to come up with something that was a little more universal. Therefore, I do call it my Universal Short Rail, or USR for short. It comes in a similar package. It has a short piece of rail, all the necessary attaching hardware. It comes with 2 different size mounting blocks because of the metric and the standard American sizes are different. But this should go on extremely easily. All you got to do is follow the directions in the card or on the video I'm going to put together shortly and put this on. The thing that this rail allows you to do is to basically put an optic on any gun that has a dovetail in the gun barrel. Now, most people think that you can wind up getting anything you want that way, but actually it's really designed for a lot of the older guns, simpler, like this old 22 pump that I grew up with. Now, when I was a kid, I actually tried putting a pull-out scope on this thing, and somewhat actually got it to work, even though it didn't have crosshairs in it. This is such a simpler solution. This little rail, if you look at it real closely, it mounts to the dovetail only. It does have a rear support screw that can also be used for somewhat of the elevation adjustments to dial the gun in. It mounts extremely securely. If you'll notice also, this dovetail block is mortised into the rail. It has no chance of spinning, and on top of that, not only do you have the nut and the screw holding it in the center, but it also has a side screw that holds it solid. So this rail will not pivot, spin, or lose zero. So that's the great thing about this little thing. And you can put it on a lot of the different guns like the Winchester 73s. I've even had guys put it on the 1886 45-70s. This little rail is extremely stout for mounting only in the dovetail. The real trick is to make sure that you do not overload this mounting system with a very heavy optic. You don't want to be putting a scope on it. Ideally, for particularly the heavier recoiling guns, you want to use something like a little micro red dot. That's the way to go. That way you got a good optic on your gun without a lot of weight for recoil to try and pull that loose. Now when you mount this rail, you always want to mount it with the long end towards the rear, and that way the recoil won't have a tendency to try to lift the front end up. That's why it's designed out the way it is, for the block being out on one end more than it is on the other. Now, you can mount scopes on this rail as long as the gun is not a top eject. Now, depending on what type of gun you got, you can put like that, put a little scout scope on here, or if you want to, you can even use a regular rifle scope on some of the non-top ejects. It just all depends on where you want to mount the rings and how far back you want to mount the scope on the gun to make the scope work efficiently. So that is the easiest way to do that with these little rails. They are available on my website. Give it some consideration so that you don't try to get something that's not going to work on your particular gun. These, I've been working with them for quite some time, and they have proven to be really quite strong, stronger than I first anticipated after a few redesigns. And like I say, they seem to stand up under about any kind of recoil as long as you use a sensible optic on top of it. Thank you.